ain't ready.
I took off for a weekend last month just to try and recall the whole year. All of the faces and all of the places, wondering where they all disappeared. I didn't ponder the question too long. I was hungry and went out for a bite. Ran into a chum with a bottle of rum, and we wound up drinking all night. It's those changes in attitudes, nothing remains quite the same. With all of our running and all of our cunning, if we couldn't laugh, we would all go insane. Reading departure signs in some big airport reminds me of the places I've been. Visions of good times that brought me so pleasure makes me want to go back again. If it suddenly ended tomorrow, I could somehow adjust to the fall. Good times and riches and son of a bitches, I've seen more than I can recall. Those changes in latitudes, nothing remains quite the same. Through all of the islands and all of the highlands, if we couldn't laugh, we would all go insane. I wish I could jump on a plane. So many nights I just dream of the ocean. God, I wish I was sailing again. Oh, yesterday's over my shoulder, so I can't look back for too long. There's just too much to see waiting in front of me, and I know that I just can't go wrong. With these changes in latitudes, nothing remains quite the same. With all of my running and all of my cunning, if I couldn't laugh, I would just go insane. We couldn't laugh, we would just go insane. If we weren't all crazy, we would go insane. Y'all awake yet? Not too fast. People get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Yeah, yeah. People get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and boredom. There's room for all along the loved and the
to save his own, yeah. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, 'cause there's no hiding place from the kingdom's throne. Oh, people get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Thank you, Jubilee. Welcome, welcome. We are the World Beat Band from days gone by.
There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight?
Tonight.
It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. There's a time for everyone, if they only learn that the twist and kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and a reason to the wild outdoors, where the heart of this star-crossed voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best.
Daniel Barber.
Thank you. Thank you.
sunshine, every drop of rain, every time the wind blows, I hear your name. And every time a flower grows or a baby cries, everything that's young and old lives and dies. And I don't know what's out there way behind the sun, but I got a feeling that we're not the only ones. And I can see miracles happening all the time, and I can see eternity through infinite eyes. I was just a thinking just the other day about some other universe not so far away. Well, maybe I'm an alien from a neighborhood star. Maybe I'll just fly away on a slide guitar. I don't know what's out there way behind the sun. I got a feeling that we're not the only ones. And I can see miracles happening all the time, and I can see eternity through infinite eyes.
Thank you, Delia.
If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp was strong, would you hear my voice
Everybody
come
sing it.
through the music? Would you hold it dear as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken. Perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know. Don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Ripple in still waters where there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. Reach out your hand. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a fountain that
I can tell by the way you're walking that you don't want company. I'll let you alone and I'll let you walk on, and in your own good time you'll be back up where the sun can find you, under the wise wishing tree, and with all of them may will lie under the shade, and we'll call it a jubilee. I can tell by the way you're talking that the past isn't letting you go, but there's only so long you can take it all on, and then the wrong's gotta be on its own. And when you're ready to leave it behind you, you look back on all that you see is the wreckage and rust that you left in the dust on your way to the Jubilee.
Go ahead, Matt.
I can tell by the way you're listening that you're still expecting to hear your name being called like a summons to all who have failed to account for their doubts and their fears. They can't add it up too much without you. And so if it were just up to me, I'd take hold of your hand, saying, come here to band, play a song at the Jubilee.
Go ahead.
I can tell by the way you're searching for something you can't even name, that you haven't been able to come to the table, simply glad that you came. And when you feel like this, try to imagine that we're all like frail boats on the sea, just scanning the night for that great guiding light, announcing the Jubilee. I can tell by the way you're standing, with your eyes filling with tears, that its habit alone keeps you turning for home, even though your home is right here, where the people who love you are gathered under the wise wishing tree. May we all be considered, straight on delivered, down to the Jubilee. 'Cause the people who love you are waiting, and they'll wait just as long as need be. when we look back and say they were halcyon days. We're talking about Jubilee. We're talking about Jubilee. When we look back and say those were halcyon days, we're talking about Jubilee. Yes, we are. We're talking about Jubilee today, everybody. It's all about Jubilee.
Jubilee.
There's Jubilee.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from on earth over and around us flies, over and around us lies. Lord of all, to Thee we raise this so joyful hymn of praise. For the beauty of each heart, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars alight, sun and moon and stars alight. Lord of all, to Thee we raise this so joyful hymn of praise. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for our gentle thoughts and mild, for our gentle thoughts and mild, Lord of all, to Thee we raise this so joyful hymn of praise. For each perfect gift of thine, to our race so freely given, grace is human and divine, flowers of earth and buds of heaven, flowers of earth and buds of heaven, Lord of all, to Thee we raise this so joyful hymn of praise.
Look at this world beat band. Look at this globe, this altar. Look at these faces. Can't help but call attention to a certain face. Send that man your love. This beautiful family your love. There's some faces here that I remember back when they're meow. Heck, some of you might remember me when I was man. How do you warm up a grief ritual? I mean, this is a bit tough. I'm Jay Joslin. My journey in this space began in 1997 when I didn't know Asheville for squat. I joined via Pathways in 1999, and I spoke only a few years later. I've been on staff for 20 years and ordained for 8. This ain't about me. What this is about is that we all have numbers that we cling to in relation to sacred spaces, to hear. But there are some numbers that we cannot fathom. However, the uncounted and uncountable numbers. And to begin with, those uncountable, those who cannot be with us in body today. Those names who are permanently and forever woven into our story as Jubilants. Names like Patty, Bobby, Kumba, Griff, Linda, Ron, Mimi, Bill, Anka. It's a litany. It's a holy litany. So let's take a moment to sound a litany of the names that are holy to you and call them into this space.
Sue. Alien.
Andrea.
Uncountable. Uncountable. Barkable, perhaps. So any gathering of any people anywhere from a distance might look kind of similar to other gatherings that have happened in the past. If you took a picture of this, it might look like some other meeting of Jubilee. But when you peer in, it will be a constellation of once and only circumstances. We pass through thresholds all the time without thinking, every day, every week. And from these crossings that are so routine, without thinking about it, lives are changed. Stories are made that become sacred pinpoints that chart our way forever. All of this is to say, being here today is so strange for us. We know these rafters, these doors, this quality of light, the feeling of this floor, and yes, these hard-ass chairs. We couldn't get away with that. We had to say it. The familiarity of this place is a cradle. It's a cradle that holds more than words can say. We're leaving this place, and it will change shape after us, as all things do. Today, we are here to lean into the power of not only memory, but the value of space and the value that space has on shaping lives and the furtherance of legacy that flows through and beyond us. So, my lofty words aside for a second, grief sucks. Frickin' sucks, but it's necessary. It's real. It's an acknowledgement of fact. But it's also not one-sided, because grief and joy coexist. We grieve because of joy, because there might be a little anxiety about how joy may change or even cease. But what's happening is that we're here to make a commitment, to commit to curiosity, a curiosity to observe what the ruins of the past transform into, just as a forest transforms into another forest. Grief is transformative. Grief works the fallen matter of dashed hopes and toppled structures and churns these into a nourishing soil called tomorrow. We may not see what comes, yet if we choose to grieve like someone's tomorrow depends on it, we will do justice to this moment. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm preaching ahead of time. A community is an ecosystem. So many interrelated parts. How to measure the resilience of a community could be seen in how it responds to crises, to dramatic shifts that could redefine everything. That moment is here. The unknown that our teachers have prepared us for is upon us. Fear is an option, and certainly natural, but so is being fully attendant to this opportunity and knowing that we witness countless transitions every single day that impact countless lives around us. We don't feel those transitions because they don't belong to us, but we're feeling it now because this one does. We hurt because this one does. But no, Jubilee, transition is life. Let us grieve lovingly, grieve creatively, and grieve that we may celebrate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Turn, turn, turn. There is a season. Turn, turn, turn. Every time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, to everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And there's time to every purpose under heaven.
Daniel. He's in trouble. Daniel, come here. Oh, wow, what a turnout. I am just filled to the brim. Wait a minute, I need my notes. So when I stepped into Jubilee 33 years ago, we're all revisiting our first time at Jubilee, aren't we? I didn't know what I was stepping into. I didn't know that this would be a place that would shape my life. I did know as I watched the two ballet dancers.
Yikes.
As I watched the two ballet dancers bending and reaching for the stars in the middle of a rapt audience, I knew that this was a place where magic happened. I discovered a place that not only welcomed the broken parts of me, but nourished and celebrated the what-ifs in my life. A place that met my dreams with yes and. And although Howard is humble about his part in the magic, it is very clear to all of us that the magician had a hint of what he was doing. He believed that if you met people where they were and said yes to who they are, that magic will be released, that the spirit will show up, and if you stayed open to that spirit, if you stayed open, your life and the parts that your life touches will open as well. Efthatha, be open.
Can I sit down? I can't follow that. So Susie was the prepared part. And I'm just gonna take a couple of minutes. It's so good to see so many of you. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna need a beach towel several times this evening, I think. I want to convey my gratitude, and that is impossible. And so I'm just going to do a couple of little tastes here and there that I hope will be evocative of some sort. So one of my early memories of this place was, I guess I'd been here for a few weeks. I got here about 2001. And I was sharing after a service, I think, or maybe it was an evening event with Howard afterwards. And I told him, it's like, I said, I never played, like, if my, I had been married, I had just been divorced. That's why I came to Jubilee, was because I needed to come to somewhere where I could feel good. And I'd heard that this was the place. And I had no idea. But I was talking to Howard, and I was like, yeah, I said, it's just so fun to play the piano. I said, I never, like, if I was playing the piano at home and my wife came home, I would stop. And so I never really played for my wife, actually. And he just looked at me and he goes, well, that's why she left you. I was like, well, damn. It's just true in so many different ways. And another thing that is a real early memory is playing at an 8:30 service, probably within a month after we started. And we're playing George Harrison, what is that tune? That we played at Christmas time. Blanking on it. It's Crazy Form. What is that song?
At Christmas time? George Harrison tune at Christmas time?
Here comes the sun.
Here Comes the Sun.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm like terrified, right? I'm still in my terrified phase. That only lasted for about 8 or 9 years. But this is like the first week, right? And second or third week. And so we're playing, and there's about 50 or 60 people out here singing, and I'm like, playing the chords, and then it gets into a little bit into the weird part of the song, and I'm like, and I miss a chord, and then I'm like, miss another chord, and then I miss another chord, and it starts to get really bad. To the point where people just start kind of laughing, and it's like, I'm not really accompanying the song anymore, I'm really blowing it bad, and people just kind of started cracking up, and I just stopped, I was like, sorry, y'all. And Howard was like, that's all right, man, just go back to the top of the bridge and we'll start over. And so I went back to the top of the bridge and just played it on out, and we got to the end of the song and everybody turns and goes, yay! And it was just this grace. I was so terrified of making any mistake ever. And to totally mess up the whole thing to where we had to stop the song and start over, and then to have people still be gracious and be loving, and I'm just going to start crying is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep going. You blessed my name, you may recall. I went by Scott for the first 40 some odd years, and my middle name is Daniel, and I decided that I wanted to start going by Daniel, and so that name was blessed. I was blessed. My name was blessed. And you gave us a name, Howard. You gave us all a name. And you gave us a way of stepping into parts of ourselves that we hadn't imagined were possible. Howard, I don't know how many of you, raise your hand if you've been to any of the memorial services that Howard has ever done. Okay? And so you know that in these services, he gives people an opportunity to share stories. And it's just always been a glorious experience for me. And you're not dead yet, Howard. I want to reiterate that. But in those services, he tells a story that Windsor, you've probably heard this a bunch, and it's a beautiful story about how to take the essence of someone and thank them for their lives and honor them for their lives. And so I would just love to just get a couple of words, just shout out a couple of words of things that you love about Howard and things that you have loved about Jubilee. Just pop them up, just pop them out. Anything, just say it. Joy. Humor.
Good joke.
So if it's real easy, especially with a character like Howard, right, to say, oh, Howard, he just had this amazing personality, and he was just this unique person, and it's like there's never another Howard, which is definitely true. And if you really want to show your appreciation for Howard, what do? We embody the things that we love about Howard. So think of what you just shouted out. How can you embody that thing that you just shouted out more in your own life going forward? How can you bring this so that we can take this beautiful gift that you have given us, this incredibly unique gift that you have given us, and take it out, bring it out in the world. We have been blessed with this gift now, and now it's ours. So thank you, Howard, a million times, and I think we have a way to honor this moment.
This hardly seems like enough, but we want to gift this to you.
No, I want that. Thank you. Susie. No, just to hold it up for a pic. We're doing a photo op now. Yeah. Fix your hair. I'll fix mine.
Love her.
Got it? Awesome.
So now that we're all in the fields, I'm Elizabeth Likas, and I'm a longtime Jubilant choir member, former board member. Since we're telling these stories real quickly, I first met Howard in 1988, before Jubilee came into being, and I don't know if you actually know that or remember that. I was a little high school, I was a part of a kick-ass youth handbell choir. Yes, I said it. We were a kick-ass, and that is not an oxymoron. We just happened to come through town, Central United Methodist, and perform, sing, play handbells. And two of my best guy friends came back the next morning. We all stayed with people in the congregation, and they came back and they said, "Oh my gosh, you gotta hear about this. We stayed in this huge mansion with this guy that plays jazz." And they got these Howard Hanger Jazz Fantasy t-shirts that everybody else in the youth group wanted. I had no idea that I would end up moving to Asheville, because I grew up in Alabama. We were a Birmingham kick-ass handbell choir. Moved to Asheville and spend 23 years here at Howard's Magical Jubilee. I spent my entire adult life here, and I will get into that in just a minute. I want to read you a quote. I also do a lot of grief counseling and work with clients and students and supervisees, and this quote really spoke to me. Jamie Anderson says, "Grief, I've learned, is really just love. It's all the love you want to give but cannot. All that unspent love gathers up in the corners of your eyes, the lump in your throat, and in that hollow part of your chest. Grief is just love with no place to go." That may explain why this is so hard and so painful and so bittersweet today, and how some of us are here reluctantly, some of us are here enthusiastically, but all of us are here because we have loved and do love Jubilee intensely, immensely, exquisitely, and frustratingly at times. I can't see because I got tears in my eyes now. We all came here tonight with a need, and our needs, no doubt, are different. Everybody here may be here for a different reason, and that's okay, because that's how grief works too. We grieve differently. Breathe deeply. This place, this community, collectively holds so many milestones: baptism, experiences, laughs, tears, hurts, confusion. My list could go on, but that's what we're here today to do. We're here to acknowledge all of that. The loss, the bitter, the sweet, the chaos of the last few years, the transitions that don't make sense. We're here with the deep gratitude, and we're here, some of us, with deep wounds. And I just want to let that sit for a moment. And all of it is welcome here right now. I'm going to invite you all to share some of your own needs, griefs, memories, things like that. But first, in some of my other work, another quote that I came across that I think is pretty compelling, if I can pull it up. Technology's not my strong suit. Where did it go? It says there are really three needs of the griever: to find words for the loss, to say those words aloud, and to know that those words are being heard. I have a lot of memories to let go of here. Memories of dogs. Memories of blessing of the animals. I couldn't find the pictures, but I adopted my daughters as a member here, and they were baptized the very first day we were back into this new space. And my daughters were so rapt with Howard. They were standing on a chair looking into his eyes. And of course, one of my daughters told a knock-knock joke because she just couldn't resist. I volunteered in the nurture program as they grew up, and they had a vibrant teen youth group that went on trips under the brilliant development of Vicki Garlock. Active youth group. I went through an unexpected and devastating divorce here. And the loss I felt from that. A few months later, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And 5 years ago, I was bald as a newborn. And Howard pointed me out and said, "Look at her." She just comes like that. And I was like, what else can I do? And I was bawling like this. I have been through a lot of grief and loss just in the last 5 or 6 years, like so many of you. I learned to ask for help here, and I got it. And so what I want you to do, what I'm going to invite you to do, you can do this or not. Like I said, we all grieve differently. Hopefully, you got some pieces of paper as you entered. I want you to, for a moment, think about some favorite memories, some favorite moments. Maybe it was one of Howard's favorite jokes that he told and retold and retold. I also want you to think about some hurts, possibly something that happened here, something you have mixed feelings about, something you're still confused about or need something from. While you're thinking of those, write down, and if you need more, you can write front and back, you can tear them in half. On one, I want you to write down something that you want to walk away with from Jubilee, something you want to take with you out into the world. And on the other, write some things that you want to leave behind here. Now, is that going to cure everything? No. Is it going to magically make all of those emotions go away? No. But then I'll tell you we have some options about what to do with that. So I'll give you a moment as you think about that. Writing down whatever comes to mind. You can do 2, you can do 3, however many. What's your question? The Jubilee salute. Make this your own. Some of you may want to hold on to these. Some of you may want to speak some out loud. In a moment, we'll have a chance with some microphones for some of you to speak these out loud. But I also invite you, if you'd like to place them in the bowl, that beautiful crystal ball, where we wish we knew what was going to happen. We wish we knew why some things happened the way they did. So whatever you feel called to do, you may come up at any time and place that in the bowl. Hold on to it if you want to speak it. And since we weren't able to have a bonfire, whatever goes into that bowl, we will intentionally lift up and burn and release on your behalf at another time. This on? Yep. That's on. If anybody would like to share, I would ask you that you speak a word, a sentence, a story, a brief story. You give people time that want to and need to speak this out loud. We'll do this sort of pass the mic. Thank you, Julie.
So I want to say this, Howard. When I came here, I was very broken, and I had a lot of really difficult things to overcome. And you spoke one week about forgiveness. And I was so deeply moved by your words on forgiveness that I found the ability to forgive myself for things that I had done. I found the ability to forgive others who had done horrible things to me. And it was so deeply moving and so powerful. I saved the sermon on paper somewhere. I still have it. And I think of that every time I need to forgive someone. Your words were so powerful. And I found healing in those words more than I could find anywhere ever. And I don't know if I could have gotten through life without that. It was that important to me. So thank you.
I'm here to time all of the shares. It's a joke. I'm here to time all the shares.
I
30
actually
seconds.
was teasing that I was going to bring Jackie's alarm.
That landed like a lead balloon. I think. There's like so many magical things about this place that like taught, I think, many of us to sort of, but definitely taught me to grow up in a way that was filled with love and appreciation. And I think I came in with this teaching of like something around perfectionism, like you had to get it all right all the time. And one of the things that this place taught me in so many ways is just how brilliant our humanness is. And I remember when I first started the job, I would make mistakes left and right, and Dawn would actually be like, nobody's bleeding, like it's fine. And just that allowance that I don't think we feel a whole lot, but we find it here, like just the deep appreciation for all of the ways that we show up for our passions, whether they're at the top of excellence or not, just the wholeness, reflecting the wholeness of everyone. And I think that was just such an incredible gift that I take with me every day. And I don't know if I would have lived it without this place. So that's one of them.
No. Okay, now it's on. Okay. I've been here since 1989. 31 years. I've had the privilege of being at Jubilee in the company of Howard Hanger, our founder. It's been my faith community, my family, my refuge, my source of wisdom that has sustained me through much of my adult life. It took me out of traditional Christianity and that theology. It opened my eyes to universal truths that are found in all religions and spiritual paths. I can't thank Anne Ray enough for what she provided for us. She, as you know, submitted the meditation readings every week and continues to do so. If I had read 1,000 books, I would never have been able to accumulate this combined wisdom from all of the faith traditions. It's just been such a learning thing. And I, of course, Howard was teaching too. With his wisdom of Matt Fox. Okay. Yes, I just said that. Must be turning this. Oh, here we go. He wrote about a wedding between two Jubilants that we probably both know. I don't need to mention the names, but they had their wedding in a circle. They wanted everything to be circular, and they were going through the wedding, and it was very beautiful. And then everybody looked up, and there was a circular rainbow above them. You remember that, Howard? Okay, of course you do. What is so beautiful is how Howard wrote about this. How and why did the rainbow happen just then and there? I haven't a clue, he said. No more than I understand my love for my family, lover, and friends. No more that I understand God. Finally, of course, it's all mystery. Where we came from, where we're going, and what we do in the meantime. But something tells me that if we pay attention, we every now and then catch a glimpse of the mystery and are reminded that we are, each and all, part of the mystery, part of something more grandly implausible, incredible, and extraordinary that we can ever imagine, part of love, part of God. This is this man, our teacher, our founder, our friend, an incredible teacher. I love him so dearly. This message of Jubilee has to continue. We are going to move from this space, and we are going to go on to the Rainbow School for the time being. Jubilee is what we carry within us. It isn't this building. It is this that we have learned here, that I talked about, that everyone belongs to God. Everyone is a child of God. This is what we've learned here. I thank you, Howard, from the bottom of my heart.
All right. 17 years ago, I walked into this room for the first time. And before that time, I don't know how I lived my whole life, because in the 17 years of coming here, you taught me how to do one thing, and that is breathe. Breathe. And in that one moment, when we sit in this circle and held hands, and he just say, let it out, take the breath, it's all going to be, let's see, it's all shall be well at that moment.
Howard, I think my favorite memory of this space and of you is the day that you baptized our daughter Graceland in 2011. And Graceland is now a 6th grader at Hanger Hall School for Girls. Thank you.
So I started coming here 12 years ago, and I just remember, like, I just have these memories of, like, holding my baby, and then my little girl, like, drawing and coloring and laying on the floor and, like, eating snacks, and, you know, just the joy of music and dancing and crying and, you know, all the emotions, and I'll just never forget that. And also Cora, my daughter, is now 13 next week, and she goes to Hanger Hall too. Thank you, Howard.
Hey, my name's Sarah, or Clara Lima, some of y'all might know me as, and I get really nervous. I used to go here when I was a kid, so it raised me. Literally, like, not just metaphorically, and that I've grown up a bit since then. But I've told Howard this before, but I just want to say it again in the context of today, that because of my parents and because of this place, I never thought God hated me, which is actually kind of rare. I know so many people who have to, like, recover from feeling like God hates them. I have plenty of other problems, but that's not one of them. And it's maybe even more amazing that I don't think that God hates me because of some of the other problems that I did have, but, like, this place gave me a great foundation of my faith journey that has, like, grown and changed, and also the fact that we were exposed to so many different religious and spiritual traditions here, like, that has never changed, and they are all welcome here, and there's dogs and people and genders and ethnicities, like, everyone's welcome here, and I feel like that's probably how God is. I mean, so thank you for giving us a place on earth that tried to, like, emulate that. And then, sorry, the last thing I want to say is I know the Jubilee's in our hearts and stuff, but I'm really gonna miss this place. I don't have a home to go home to, but this felt like home. But the interesting thing, the other place that felt like home to me is Rainbow, because I went to Rainbow. and I'm fine, everything's fine, you know, everything's fine. But it's a great place. And Howard knows this, Howard knows my parents, I think you remember them, but one other I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm grateful you're still alive, and I'm grateful this place is still here. But on a personal level, I'm so grateful to have been able to bring my husband here and my kid here, and my parents back here. They're back in town now, and to give my kid no other place like this. There's no other place I can think of where I can bring my husband or my kid to have the experience that we have here of faith and of humans. So I just want to say one last thing, which is my kid's a Rainbow kid. And the values that Howard has and that Jubilee has and that Rainbow has are really simpatico. And if we gotta go somewhere that isn't here, I'm glad it's somewhere that believes the same stuff and fights for the same stuff and raises the same type of people who are doing stuff in the world, doing inner work and doing outer work. And I think that's the most important thing about Jubilee, is we work on ourselves and we work with each other on ourselves and for people, and it's similar. So I'm just glad that there's gonna be some crossover, and this mic is fritzing and I'm fritzing and I'm gonna stop, but thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Howard, you really know how to party, man. Thank you. Let's see. So Howard knows about this guy that used to hang out with his friends a lot and eat and drink a lot with his friends, and he tries to do that a lot. And Howard, I definitely wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you. I don't know if you remember about 23, 24 years ago, I would call you around 4 a.m. on Sunday mornings because you said, oh, I'm up anyways. Do you remember that? Okay. Well, I was one of the people that occasionally really needed to see that there was a reason to be here. And when I first got here, I would sometimes just lay behind the back row of seats because I was so fucking depressed. But I met my nice Jewish man here in church. This place loves my dog. And if anybody, like, you know, thinks I'm not, you can blame Howard, because I'm here because of Howard.
Is this on? Howard, I don't know if you remember, but once after I became a member of Jubilee, you said, everybody stand up who became a member of Jubilee this last month. And so I stood up expecting like 10 or more people to be with me. No, I was the only one. And you brought me to the center of the circle. And we had a really nice time. We had a little joke between us. And then everybody blessed me. And it's one of my favorite memories of you. Thank you.
So I remember our gesture, our Jubilee gesture, this. And to me, when I think about Jubilee and the 20 years that I was here in multiple roles as a dancer and on the board and cleaning the bathrooms and all kinds of things, this actually, to me, is incongruent. It was fun, it was funny, but it's incongruent because I really believe that we knew our purpose, and if we didn't know our purpose, Jubilee allowed us to discover our purpose. I got to discover through the invitation from Howard. He said, come dance. I had not danced in a while. I was a teacher at that point. He opened the door for me to come dance here. People were on the stage singing, the choir, Jay became ordained. There were so many places that people could find their place, their gift, their way of giving, their way of contributing to this community. And I think we all got to evolve and grow into that and participate in a way of living our lives that was on purpose. And I don't know that the doors were just open here. There was a welcoming, come on in, whatever you got, whatever joy you have, whatever talent you have, whatever gift that you have to offer, there's a place at the table for you. And I think that is what I carry with me. And I think it's something that I carry in everything that I do. I carry it as a teacher. I carry it in my work with the Democratic Party. I carry it in my business as a speaking coach. It's like whatever gift, whatever light you have, I want to help elevate it. And thank you to all of you who helped elevate all of us. Because I think that's where the glue was for everyone. Yes, Howard was the bus driver, maybe at times. But we got to do our work together and become better people for it, and I think make the world a much better place. So thank you for that.
This story might be a good story to end on. Two stories quickly.
Jay suggested that maybe we have numbers in our head, and he took the words out of my brain. In 2000, we came here for the first time to check out Howard to see if he would be the appropriate person to marry us. Howard said, "You know, I think you guys are going to make it." And we did. So that's a story of gratitude. And that could be a long story. The second story has to do with Rainbow Community School. Our daughter went there as a graduate. I served on the board there for 13 years. My wife, art teacher there for a long time. We're both retired from all of that now. But I was on, I tear up easily when I speak, especially about things like this. A number of years ago, Rainbow did a deep visioning, asking, who are we? What are we being called to do and be in the world? It was a very enlivening experience. The Church of God, which was next door, was going through the very same experience. They found that their congregation, which had been a group of blue-collar families that lived in Asheville, in that area of West Asheville, many years, was not attending there anymore. They felt like that they needed to move their congregation somewhere else so that they could serve and follow their mission. We had been in conversation with the church about a small parcel of land that was part of their property, and we needed to expand the playground. Could we use your triangle land to make our playground safer? No. We asked that question several times. The answer was no. Then one day, our director went to talk to the minister of the church there, and we had maintained a relationship, a very dynamic individual. And she went to ask about the triangle. And he said, well, we're not going to give you the triangle, but would you like to buy the church? What I knew at that point was that their angels were talking to our angels. Okay? That's how these things happen. And so now Rainbow is going to a place that has a history of hope and transition. This is a good place to land and to become. If Rainbow could be a church, it would be Jubilee.
So my name's Windsor, and I'm one of Howard's daughters. And everyone talking about 1988. It's funny because that's the year I was born, and the year that this building was procured. And my mom is here, and we have all these stories about how it was a nightclub and it smelled like pee, and I was in a pack and play. They were painting and making this place a place of worship. And so my sister and I grew up in this building all the time. I knew the door code if I had to pee when I was downtown, so let's bring that back full circle. But it was always somewhere that I came, and it was another home for me. But one of the things I got to do as Howard's daughter was be his date for a lot of weddings. And so I've heard his wedding ceremony 400 times. I heard it at my wedding 10 years ago, I heard it at my sister's wedding. And to turn your words from your wedding ceremony back to this moment, there are two things that you say in your wedding ceremonies that I think are really relevant. One is you quote Annie Dillard from her book, Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, and you say, "I never knew I was a bell until I was lifted up and struck by God." And I think that's what this space has been for so many people. A lot of people, through you and the work that you did at this church, and your best friend, brother-in-law, the lights on for 30 years. And can we give crew at Jubilee, and Don kept things in order, and that is a hard thing to do. But through this space and this community and this building, so many hundreds and thousands of people found out that they were bells here. The other thing that you say in your ceremonies is that this moment is like a pebble dropped in a pond, and it will ripple out and touch everything else. And you are a pebble. And your ripples have touched so many people. You can't count the number of people that those ripples have touched. So I just want to say I'm proud to be your daughter, and I'm so grateful for what you brought into Asheville and into the world. And I didn't even talk about dog breath, so.
The first time I came to Jubilee, I had no idea what it was, but the Spirit, when I sat and began to just take in that energy, that something special, I began to weep. And I don't weep in worship unless that idea that whosoever will is real. And that's what I felt here. Whosoever will. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I kept coming because I had just moved to Asheville. And I doubted in my heart of hearts that there was anything close to this. So I never looked for anything else. I kept coming, and I began to grow. Barry talked about purpose. I had no voice, at least not the real voice of who I am. But I write. And I began to be asked to read my poems and to sing. I got my voice at Jubilee. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to all who have shared so generously. From what we have heard and from what all of us have thought, remembered, and written down, we know that Jubilee runs on love and hope and open arms. We've just heard and we've written, we've noted that love sometimes shows up as cherished memories of baptisms and weddings and funerals, of really bad jokes and inspiring gifts. Sometimes love shows up as hugs when our tears are just under the surface or when they've already begun to spill over. Love shows up with our deep sense of home when we look around and we see that all of us Jubilee folks are broken and beautiful. By just showing up here today, you have blessed this mix. Love also sometimes necessarily shows up as generous giving of money to keep this wild and wonderful community alive. This minute, right now, if we could draw it down into a point in time, is the intersection of the past and the future. Your financial gift right now is a big thank you for all that has been and a big, courageous, oh yeah, for all that shall be. So we're going to invite you now as we pass the bowls to make a gift to help keep this wild and wonderful community alive. Our all-star world beat band will bless us with music in the process.
Lord. One heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright.
Doesn't that feel good? You know what else feels good, Jubilants? We're trying to get this number right, and there might be somebody out there that can give us the accurate number, but in Jubilee's history, we believe we have given close to $3 million to area nonprofits, to the hungry, directly, and that is the love energy that we just offered. Now, we're going to offer a ritual that is we've been involved with for some time, these prayer flags. So, Susie?
Just want to invite you. This is a tradition at Jubilee for years and years to have our space blessed with these prayer flags that we've all created. You see we're a little naked in here. We left a few up, but we took them down last week and we rolled them up, and we decided, originally we wanted to burn them ritually in a bonfire, and it just became kind of hard thinking about the logistics of that. So we thought, well, why not give the prayer flags to each one of you, anyone that wants to take them. Do what you will with it. Hang it in your home, burn it in your fire pit, bring some friends together to offer prayers and release these to the universe. So we have a couple of baskets here. We're going to walk around, and anybody that wants to take, it's one strand of the prayer flags, and do with them what you will.
Laugh amongst yourselves. It is a lot more fun when you throw them. All right. We still giving them out? All right. It's like Oprah, you get a prayer flag, you get a prayer flag, you get a prayer flag. Oh, yeah. Breathe deeply. Here we are in this moment. You've written these hopes, these memories, these things that we're letting go that will be transformed into fire. You're holding sacred cloth. You're certainly holding a lot of memories. This is an interesting place, as we know. September 11th, 2001, there's a fellow named Griff. He was a character. He opened these doors and allowed folks to just come in and cry and grieve that day. At the same time, there was a rehearsal that needed to go on downstairs for a play called The Book of Love.
Yeah.
There was a certain stage director who insisted that the rehearsal go on. There were some of us that were up here that were wailing, that were crying, that were in our feels. That stage director was like, come on, 6 o'clock, we gotta go. The world's changed. I can't. There's no way. Come on, we still have to do this. My character's name was Cliff. Yep. Come on, Cliff, we need you downstairs. What? We, in our pain, in our sorrow, in our not understanding what had happened, we shuffled away from what hurt so much. And we did it. And Ash Wednesday, Bill Bailey was still running the Ash Wednesday services. We got here around 6 o'clock in the morning. Those front doors, at that point, looked a little different. They were broken in, glass everywhere. Somebody had taken a big spare change jar. At that moment, I thought, I guess we're gonna call it off, right? Another call it off moment. It just seems impossible. It's too much of a mess. Bill Bailey said, nope, we're just gonna keep on doing it. It's just a little mess. We've got to keep on doing it. Transition is life. Migration is life. Humans are a migratory species. We live in the shadows of ruins. We are born to become ruins. Everything changes. We're moving to a school. There's something magical about that. Some of the young fellas that you've seen running around today go to that school. There's something really magical about that phrase, I will not let you go until you bless me. I believe this building is blessing us by way of these kids running around today. They don't know what they're doing. They're just being kids. Those rainbow kids surrounded by these rainbow flags on a Saturday night with our dear, dear Howard and all of you and all of those names that we hold in our hearts. So let us go forward, jubilants, humans, migratory people, you who are ancestors, you who are successors, you who are a part of history and a part of future. Go with love in your heart and bless, and bless, and bless some more. Breathe deeply. Let us stand and release and let go.
Some of you will know this, some may not, but if we ask you to sing along, you'll catch on. We're going to run the whole thing 3 times, so you'll have a lot of chances. Here we go. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. Let's do it. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No, no, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. Oh, yeah! Woo! Oh, yeah! Yes, I'm only here for love. Hey, yes, I'm only here for love. Oh, yes, I'm only here for
All y'all, stay for food. The band's gonna keep playing. Let's jubilate into the night. Love y'all.
special to me. Hear the band, hear the band. Won't you let the music take you? Hear the band. Let this night go on forever. Don't you ever stop the music. Let your spirit set you free. Now hear the band, hear the band. If you sing it, stop your feet and clap your hands. These true moments we share together, and I'll play for you, and I'll play for you, and I'll play for you.
They're all your favorites. Is this a step down from the original?
You should have it in there in your list.
Hey, Jubilee, you've been so kind and generous. I don't know how you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you. For your selflessness, my inspiration. For everything you've done, you know I'm bound to thank you for it. Na 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 na. You've been so kind and generous. I don't know how you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you. And I never could have come this far without you and you and you and you. For everything you've done, you know I'm bound to thank you for it. Na 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 to thank you for so many gifts you gave. With love and tenderness, I want to thank you. Yeah, I want to thank you. Show my gratitude, my love, and my respect for you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for so many gifts you gave. The love, the honesty. Thank you. Na 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 na. Thank you, 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 thank you. Let's hear you, James. A classic. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's gonna be a bright. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? They were singing out together, they were sitting around. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? That's way too low. That's way too low. Let's go up, let's go up. Let's go up to E. Let's go up to E. Go up to E. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? They were shouting revelries, stolen reveries. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? They were dancing by the river, they were dancing by the sea. They were dancing all the babies up and down upon their knees. They were laughing out happy, they were crying out free. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Banjos, they were picking on guitars. They were blowing out the bass notes on the crockery jars. They were sliding
pedal wheel and the showboat clowns. They were coming from the farmlands, they were coming from the seas. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Chorus. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Well, they were singing out together, they were shouting revelries. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Chorus one more time. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Well, they were singing out together, they were shouting revelries. Jubilee, oh, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Well, this is super fun. Is this cool or what? I don't know about this, y'all. Which one? Higher Love.
Oh, I thought we were doing Carry On.
Oh, Carry On next?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
I've never done that here. I'm always like,
Just yeah, it's tricky. Not always this setup. It's good to see you.
Somehow on the Instagram feed, a video of like the main singer for the Blues showed up. Out of like nowhere, and I thought, well, Sherman's still doing that. They're still playing.
Good to see you, Stu.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence and cards were cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a bottle of wine, your head in the curtains, a heart like the 4th of July. You swore and said we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. Though I've never been through hell like that, I've closed enough windows to know you can never look back. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground, and carry on.
Here we go.
Carry on, carry on. So I met up with some friends at the edge of the night at the bar of 75. And we talked and talked about how our parents will die, all our neighbors and wives. But I'd like to think I can cheat it all to make up for the times I've been cheated on. And it's nice to know when I was left for dead. I was found and I know not these streets. I'm not the ghost you be if you walk standing alone, or you're sinking like a stone. Carry on. May it pass me the sound of your feet upon the ground and carry on. Oh, my head is on fire, but my legs are fine. After all, they are mine. Lay your clothes down on the floor. Close the door, hold the phones, show me how. No one's ever gonna stop us now. 'Cause we are shining stars. We are invincible. We are who we are. On our darkest day, when we're miles away, sun will come, we will find our way home. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May it pass me the sound of your feet upon the ground and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Nothing's ever gonna stop us now. Nothing's ever gonna stop us. Nothing's ever gonna stop us. Delia.
Did that.
Fun or what? So much fun. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's try that. We're going to do.
Oh, I thought we were doing higher love.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, it's like Steve Gadd and
The next one in the list was higher love.
You know what I mean?
He's talking about Anita. So which one?
Interestingly enough, that one last beat I was playing was African.
What's the key on this? What are we doing?
Late in the evening.
Oh, we're skipping. We're skipping.
They're not in any particular order.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Well, the first thing I remember, I was lying in my bed. I couldn't have been much more than 42. and the music calls for you, yeah. The next thing I remember, I am walking in the room. I feel sight, surprised, and super terrified, yeah. Down along the sidewall, there's a kitten, there's some wires, and I heard the sound of Howard's laughter soaring. Yeah, it's dawn in the morning, seeing the loyals for 8:30. Then I learned to chant a tune to make some sounds to lean into, and I stepped inside to find myself a clue. When I came back to the room, everybody seemed to move, and we turned that band up loud and we began to play. It was dawn in the morning, and we blew that room away. First thing I remember when you came into my life, I said I wanna love this place no matter what I do, yeah. Well, I guess I've been in love before, and once or twice I've been on the floor, but I never loved no one the way that I love you. And it was dawn in the morning, and the music calls for you.
This is weird low note coming out of here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's like some weird effect giving me an octave low. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Hey, Delia. You want... Yeah, let's do that. Let's change it? No. Okay. Jesus. She's standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. Guitar. Let it be. Guitar solo. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow. Let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. You want to do home?
Who's all going to sing on that? It's got to have everybody on.
Okay. Yeah, we all sing.
Probably.
We're right there. We're right there for you.
Is A a good key?
Yeah. Is that the key? Is A the key?
Hold on.
going to do a couple more, and then we'll let this roll out.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, you should make Susie come over here and sing All of Me.
Ooh, there we go.
Where's Susie?
I like that idea.
Susie! Susie Davis! You better get over here real quick. Run! Run! She knows that song. You know that song.
F is her key. F.
Hello, is it on? Hello?
Is this thing on?
Can you hear me?
For the intro. Okay.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take these arms, I wanna lose them. Oh, take these lips, I'm never gonna use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
I know she didn't do it all by herself, but I guarantee you that she had a heavy hand in helping organize this, and I'm very grateful to Susie for all her energy and efforts she's put into this place. So many years. She's always here. She's always here when you need her. She has carried everyone in her hand at some point. She's an amazing human. I'm so grateful to you, Susie, for all you've done here. I mean it.
Well, it's just been so much darn fun.
We love you, Susie. We really do. We love you, Susie, and we'll be true.
When you're not with us, we're blue. Oh, Susie, we love
May God grant you always a sunbeam to warm you, a moonbeam to charm you, and nothing to harm you, laughter to cheer you, and faithful friends near you, and whenever you pray, heaven to hear you. May God grant you always a sunbeam to warm you, a moonbeam to charm you, nothing to harm you, laughter to cheer you, and faithful friends near you, and whenever you pray, heaven to hear
Patrick Armitage, everybody. Delia Lytle, everybody. Matt Berry, everybody. How about our fearless leader, Daniel Barber?
And the fearless Paula Hankey.
Oh, thank you. Jubilee.
Jubilee. So fun.
Ever heard the crazy rock version of What a Wonderful World? No. Oh, nice.